Hyundai studio in downtown Cleveland. It is the fastest 90 minutes in the high school football world as we will crisscross this great state of Ohio and bring you all the previews of the big games and the big games to come all weekend long and the players making the big plays. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside the Ohio High School Kickoff Show. I'm your host, Mike Aarons, joined by my cohorts, as always. He's Ryan Cavanaugh. That is the coach, Bill Powers. That is our A-team right there. Take it for what it's worth, but they will get you ready for all the big games, as well as our in-bed reporters throughout the state of Ohio. Fellas, it was a great start in week number one. Take a look at some of the big games and some of the big players making the big plays as we look back at what we did last year. We like to look around and see who was making the big plays and some of the big names that stood out here in week number one. Comments, things as you kind of look down that first thing?
I look at the first name on the board. It's a name we said a lot last year. Austin Schimmeler from Bryan, the quarterback. All he did is throw 8 TDs last week in a 69-31 win.
And Michael Teeter there from Tuscarora CC. The Saints, 20 of 27 for 422 and 7 touchdowns. Yeah, I used to play the quarterback position, guys. I called that a retirement game. You can't do any better than that.
Now, see, I like the running games. I like to go get Jamal Johnson right there. We got a running back, 379 yards and 4 touchdowns on 33 carries. You do that, the game's over by 8:30 and you got a W.
And then how about St. Bernard Elmwood Place, the Titans? We will hear from Coach Mackey coming up in the next segment on a historic win, and he'll tell you a little bit about that when we come back. All right, let's get into our game you're going to see here tonight, 11 o'clock on Sports Time Ohio. It's the game of the week, and it's a great one. Ignatius and Mentor. These are two coaches who are friends and have no problem scheduling one another to play. It's been a great rivalry, and it's great for us because we're high school football fans. You as a coach know there's some teams you just want to stay away from. Not these two guys, because they know this game means a lot to both squads.
These are like a lot of programs in the state of Ohio. They're not afraid of anybody. That's why I like these two teams playing each other, because they want to be the best, and you have to beat the best if you want to be the best.
And they have the history with each other, specifically back in last year's playoff game, which was one of the best. It was voted the best of the year. But certainly anytime these two teams match up with each other, you've got big expectations for that type of game.
All right, let's go a little bit inside this game. And Coach, for Ignatius, they were banged up. They suffered a week one loss. They're banged up at the quarterback position. Tell us a little bit about what Coach Kyle's dealing with.
Well, I say, when you lose your starting quarterback, Pete Mahoney, to a broken leg in the summer camp, and then you lose Kyle Berger, an Ohio State commit, to a torn ACL in preseason, it's tough to come back from that. This game is going to be a shootout tonight. You know that, and I know that. So the pressure is going to be, I think, is on the offensive line of St. Ignatius to give their quarterback time to throw the ball. And you look at Liam Eichenberg, left tackle, sophomore, already committed verbally to Ohio State. So I think they have the guys up front who might give their quarterback time to throw the ball.
It is Christmas Day for high school football fans all over this great state of Ohio. The brackets are out. The matchups are set for the postseason. Let the playoffs begin. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Aarons. Welcome inside the Hyundai studio for our high school football playoff preview show. I'm joined by a pair of quarterbacks here this afternoon in studio. Ryan Cavanaugh, my co-host here on the Kickoff Show each and every Friday. And, of course, my partner in the postseason, one of our lead analysts here on STO, the former Buckeye quarterback, Greg Fry. Now, there's been some changes to talk about, fellas, so let's get some business done first here before we move into the breakdown. 7th Division has been added. Division 1 now has 2 16-team regions. The playoff field has been expanded to 224. There's going to be a Thursday night championship game, which we don't know yet which division. And goodbye Stark County this year. Hello Columbus next year. Rhino, some thoughts on the changes?
Yeah, added realignment. A lot of teams switched divisions. You know, it kind of feels like you went away for vacation, you came home, and someone moved all your furniture. It feels the same, but there's a lot of differences.
Even with all the changes, I know one thing. You got 224 teams. They get to practice on Monday. If you're a coach or you're a player, this is Christmas when you get to practice in November on Monday.
Yeah, there's no question about that. There's a lot of coaches getting ready for that game, and a lot of them getting ready tonight, starting with the film exchange. And now you can go online and watch films. A lot of things have changed. Let's get going. We're going to start with Division 3, all right? And we'll show you the 8-1 matchup to get it going. St. V's been a beast all season long. They'll get Kenston. The 5-4 matchup In Region 7, it'll be Poland Seminary and West G. There's 3 unbeatens in this region alone. Marlington against Hubbard. Hubbard is one of them. And then how about Aurora going on the road to face the Leopards of Louisville? Now, in Region 8, the number 1 team there, Deshaun Kaiser and Toledo Central Catholic.
Yeah, welcome to the playoffs, Defiance. Do you have enough to take out Toledo CC? That's a tough first game.
The 5-4 matchup, the Truckers of Norwalk in a Week 4 rematch against Columbia. And that was a 4-point football game won by Columbia. You can expect it to be another tight showdown. Buckeye gets Clyde. The Flyers finish off at 9-1 this year. They get a home game, as does Perkins, who finishes off an undefeated season. Congratulations to them. In Region 9, guys have been tweeting us all year on the show, Rhino. Athens. There you are at 10-0. Perfect season for them. They'll get Logan Elm. The 5-4 matchup. I like this one too. New Philly against Tri-Valley.
Watch out for New Philly this year. They got a solid defense and an excellent running game.
All right, from there we go to Dover and Marion Franklin.
Marion Franklin would be undefeated had they gotten past Hartley, but in that game they had 6 starters sit out. That's a dangerous football team.
And then Chillicothe and Brookhaven. Nice to see Brookhaven back. Brookhaven at one time was a Division I team. Went to the States for Division II, won a state championship. Now they're all the way down to Division III. Now finally in Region 10, it's Tippecanoe, an unbeaten season for them. The 5-4 matchup in that region. Thurgood Marshall goes up against Western Brown, who finishes off an unbeaten season. Trotwood Madison at number 7? Really?
Hello.
Against Franklin?
The most dangerous number 7 team in the entire state.
And then Wapak and Shawnee to finish off our Division III. The best week of the high school football season, it is championship week. Hi everybody, welcome to the High School Football Championship Preview Show here from the Hyundai Studio. I'm your host, Mike Cairns. 224 teams started this run. We're down to 14. We will crown 7 state champs live here on Sports Time Ohio. Let's get you going. It's nice to be surrounded by quarterbacks and plenty of offense here in this studio. Greg Fry, Ryan Kavanaugh. Let's get going. Division III, that's where we'll begin this championship preview show. That Drug Mart, road to the championship, St. Vincent, St. Mary, and Trotwood Madison. Those are the scores they put up last week to get into this championship game. Ryan, let's start with the Irish.
Well, St. Vincent St. Mary defending their Division III state championship from last year. They might be the most complete team in the state. I asked Coach Borman the difference from last year's and this is, and he said, we have a more experienced defense. Here's Vince Lockett running the ball, but he on defense, along with Newman Williams and Dante Booker, might be the best linebacking core in the state. And then you have this guy, Paris Campbell Jr., return game, receiving, rushing. He's a threat to score at any time, and it's always exciting when Paris Campbell's playing in championship weekend.
There's the matchup. How about the Rams? They do have the Messiah leading them.
They do have the Messiah leading them, and back in the state final for the 4th year in a row, albeit this year in Division III. The last 3 years have been in Division II. Certainly led by sophomore quarterback Messiah DeWeaver, who last week threw for 416 yards and 6 touchdowns against no interceptions. They've got a very good offense as usual. Running backs Breland Cosby and Mark Ray Raymond get the job done running the football. They're playing great defense. In the playoffs, they've only given up 7 points per game. They're just rolling over everybody in the playoffs. So great football team, and once again, another chance to win their 2nd championship.